Thank you for downloading this edition of the Saturday Drop-In podcast from Highland Hospital Radio. It's Shannon and Tom with you, as always. And on this week's show, your usual features of Guest the Year, Beat Detective, Traumatic This or That. And we had our special guest, Ramsey McGee, from the Seagull Trust Cruises, telling us all about the Highland Trust Seagull, which is an accessible boat that goes along the Caledonian Canal, taking people with additional needs and the elderly for wee day trips out. Yeah. It's a fantastic wee show. We're quite pleased with it. I thought it was a good one.
He needs to join radio.
Oh, this guy was good. You're going to enjoy the interview with him.
He was confident. I was like, yes.
Natural, yes.
Yeah.
So you've got that. You can always get in touch with us by emailing socials at hhr.scot or check us out on social media. And, of course, the show page, if you go to the hhr.scot website, click on shows, and we're one of them in there. You'll see a picture of us, I'm sure. Eventually, we'll get around to taking a picture of the two of us in the studio.
Yeah.
When we'll both coordinate clothing and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't coordinate. I've transported myself 7 years in the past.
if only.
I know.
Anyway, you enjoy the show, and we'll speak to you at the other side. Welcome along to the Saturday Drop-In here on Highland Hospital Radio. If you're new along to the show, well, don't worry, that's fine. You're more than welcome to join us. At the moment, if you're listening live, it's 4.5 minutes past 12. It is Saturday, the 19th of April. We're right in mid-Easter at the moment.
We are.
I don't know if the Saturday...
Easter.
Yeah, so we had Good Friday and tomorrow's Easter Sunday, but I don't know what the Saturday in between's called. Saturday. And it's a Saturday drop-in. It works. You can get in touch with us here in the studio because we are live for the next 2 hours on your own hospital radio service by emailing studio at hhr.scot. Check us out on your social media as well. Facebook, Instagram, BlueSky.
BlueSky. We have a BlueSky.
Yeah.
I am running the BlueSky today, hopefully.
There she is. It's all good. You can get in touch with us at My Don't Make a Song Request, or if you're listening on the podcast, just drop us a message and say, hi, how are you? Sitting across from me, chilled out, relaxed, not as hyper as last week. It's all basically life has returned to normal.
It really has.
The wonderful Shannon Marvel.
My God, is it? No, I'm joking. It's not boring.
It's not boring, but yeah, fresh off last week's shock announcement that finally he's got round to it, and Ben proposed last week, which was wonderful, and it got such a nice reaction.
Yeah,
I have listened to my reaction a number of times.
I have the results from the Instagram poll as well that we put up last week. So yeah,
let's do some housekeeping. Last week we talked about where each of us has either been proposed to or proposed to. And it's only happened to each of us once, so we only had one reference point to go to.
Yeah.
You were proposed to by Ben at Dores Beach.
Yep.
On the shores of Loch Ness.
Beautiful.
Well, you say beautiful. I say meh.
You say meh?
Meh. Because I proposed to my wife of 16 years this year. Oh, quick calculation there. It might be 17. I'll come back to that. Come on. It's that I know when we got married. It's the passcode for everything. So that's...
we had the
robbers.
Guy from cybersecurity.
I know. When we've had the cybersecurity guy from Police Scotland come and tell us all off for how poor we are. And yeah, right now. Anyway. Whereas I proposed to my wife in what can only be described as a lay-by on the A1. And you asked the public, what is more romantic? The beautiful shores of Loch Ness on the Dores Beach with the pebbles, the noise of the waves crashing, versus the sound of trucks and cars driving by at 70 miles an hour. So, I'm curious to know, what was the results?
Funnily enough, it was Dores.
No way!
It was Dores.
Really?
Yeah.
People think that that's more romantic than being proposed to in a lay-by on the A1.
You had one vote.
I think. And pray tell, who was that vote from?
It was your wife.
Was it?
Yes,
Did
it was
Laura
your
actually?
wife. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Laura. Well, it's good to know that somebody appreciates it. The story that she'll tell you is that if she had said no, she was a bit worried she wasn't allowed back in the car and was going to be stranded there.
Wow.
And as we've said before, the burger van wasn't
open. It's almost
open.
a threat in a way, isn't it? Like.
Yeah, marry me. No, it's not that kind of marriage that we're in, Shannon. We're cool. Yeah, marry me or you're getting left behind. No, it was nothing like that.
Good.
So, now that you've calmed down, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
It's been really uneventful, which is great.
A nice quiet week to chill out with.
Yeah, I think literally it's just been like work, gym, tell people you get engaged. And they go, and that's it.
And
it's
then
great.
move on.
Brilliant.
I think that's good. I'm
Perfect
glad.
setting
I'm
for
glad.
it, yeah.
Yeah, no disasters, no dramas, no rats in the living room again.
No more rats in the living room. Thank God for that as well.
That's good. That's good.
What about you?
I wish I had some exciting anecdotes, but this week, well, the kids have been off this week because it's the Easter holidays for school.
Holidays, yeah.
And my wife, she's been off as well this week. So I'm the only one who's actually have to still get up at, early doors to go to work.
Oh, no.
So that's quite demotivating when you're like, nobody else is having to get up here. I did get an empty this week.
A what?
An empty. I don't know if this is a phrase that you would get. I had an empty because Laura and the kids went down to see family down south. So on Tuesday night, I had the house to myself.
Oh, usually when you say you have an empty, it's like an empty can of beer or something like that.
No.
It's like, I've got an empty.
No,
I'll fill you up.
I've moved on from midweek drinking. I'm good now.
Yeah.
No, I had an empty, so I was able to, choose what I wanted to eat. And so I was healthy and got a Chinese takeaway for one.
I like how in a Chinese meal for one, when you get like the deal for it, it's never enough. Or it's too much for a person of one.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't order the set meal because for that very reason I thought, is there enough for me to enjoy? So I got a special fried rice from a local Chinese takeaway.
Nice.
I think that's a good one. It's like the greatest hits of Chinese takeaways, I think. Well, it's got prawn, pork, chicken, a bit of beef, rice, the gravy,
peas.
A bit of it, peas, yes.
Got to get that veg in somehow,
But then you go, is that really enough? Now, here's the thing, folks. From a health perspective, right? Yes, of course it's enough. We all know it's enough. A special fried rice for one person, that's enough.
Yeah.
But enter the world of my head where my mind goes, might not be enough though, eh?
No.
You'd hate to run out of food, then you'd be hungry.
I don't want to do that, yeah.
It's not like I've got...
And then you have to scavenge the fridge and it's like eating just like a slice of bread.
But the thing is, there is plenty of food in the house. So I could have done that.
Right, okay.
So what did I do? Well, I ordered a portion of chicken balls, didn't I? The chicken sweet and sour sauce, chicken balls and batter.
Chicken nuggets.
The particular... Well, whoa.
You have to say that to the kids.
Wow.
It's a chicken nugget.
Is a chicken ball from the Chinese
In
restaurant
a
a chicken nugget?
reference to a picky child, it's a chicken nugget with sweet sauce.
I think that could be the most contentious thing that's ever been said on this show. And that's
We've
saying
said
something.
A lot
and
of
we've said a lot of
things on this
contentious stuff. But to say that a chicken ball from a Chinese takeaway is the same as a chicken nugget, I think that's bold.
Hey, look, if it works for the kids, then it's
If it makes it,
cool.
yeah.
Yep, exactly.
So yeah, I got that. But the thing, because the Chinese takeaway knows that's more than enough food. By the way, you really shouldn't be having that. They've said that's a meal, so you must. There is no option. I had to pick a side to go with.
Did you choose extra special fried rice?
No, I just got chips instead.
Oh, see, I don't get chips with a Chinese.
Oh,
I don't get it.
Here, now, you know
I'm
what?
sorry, but no Chinese where I came from had chips on the side.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm going to throw this out to the good people of the NHS Highland area. If there's NHS staff, if you what's your takeaway of choice? Whatever ward or facility you're working in, and you phone out for a takeaway if you're on a night shift or late back shift, because I have yet to find good chips in Inverness.
Yeah.
I'm putting that out there. The best chips you can get are from the Chinese takeaway.
Highland Hospital Radio, promoting health and well-being across the NHS Highland area.
Yeah. I mean, moderation, which is exactly what I'm going against here because I ordered far too much food. So I sat there on my sofa, and I felt quite bad for myself afterwards.
That's
in all
okay.
honesty.
I had a Greek takeout yesterday.
A Greek takeout?
Yeah.
Where do you get Greek takeaway
Across
from?
the roads at Yaya's.
Oh, you've mentioned Yaya's before.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's really popular with staff here in
gyros,
Raigmore, isn't it?
Aubergine fritters. Just vegan tzatziki as well.
Ooh.
So I can eat whatever I want.
Within
reason.
Within reason. Well, there you go. There's our starter for 10. Oh, starter now. Ribs maybe, or spring rolls.
Crab and sweet corn soup.
So many options.
Yep.
So yeah, there we go. That's what the people want to talk about, is what's the best takeaway. And here we can talk about health and well-being all we want. We see it on a Saturday. We see the delivery people arrive here at the hospital.
It's very true. You do see the odd Domino's guy, don't you? And that's totally fine.
Totally fine in moderation.
In moderation. Is this the same as hashtag content?
Yes. It's moderated.
Strictly prohibited.
But then it was totally healthy for the rest of the week. Definitely didn't have pizza last night.
Ooh. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't. Trying to be good.
Let's get back to a wee song. Because if we keep talking about food, you and I are going to have to do a live outside broadcast from the Highlands table, coffee shop at the entrance. Anyway. Oh, we do have food. We'll discuss the food that we've got in the studio. Even though we're not allowed
outside
to
the studio.
Yeah, obviously outside the studio. When we come back, we are going to be going into our first feature of the day, which is going to be Guess the Year. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to hear the first song and you're going to get the wrong year.
Ooh.
I'm putting it out there.
Exciting.
And you're going to have to pay attention to it because there is a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap, to quote Admiral Akbar. So we'll come back in a few moments' time. First, though, if you're listening live across the wards, across the Highlands, you're going to enjoy the Four Tops. I can't help myself. It's me when I'm on my own and there's a Chinese menu. I can't do it. That was Unchained Melody, the Righteous Brothers, here on Highland Hospital Radio as part of our Guess the Year. But it's not as easy as it seems, is it, Shannon?
It is not indeed, because this song is actually from the film Ghost, which was the top-selling movie of this year, £26.9 million.
Which is absolutely massive and
way
ahead of what came second.
Paycheck. Yeah, Pretty Woman came at 10.6 million. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was 10.47 million. Total Recall came out this year as well, and that was 10.46 million as well. And The Little Mermaid came out this year. Yeah. Amazing.
But what was the year in the news? Sir Tim Berners-Lee creates the first web server and the foundation of the World Wide Web. Also, Glasgow was the European Capital of Culture in this year. Nelson Mandela was released from Victor Verster prison in South Africa. Now, here's a wee nugget here that connects Glasgow with Nelson Mandela. 4 years earlier, the city of Glasgow renamed St George's Place to be Nelson Mandela Place as an act of solidarity.
Very nice.
But there's a delicious wee twist to it, okay? The change was in support of anti-apartheid prisoner Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
The change carried extra significance as the South African consulate was located here, and it therefore meant they had to change their address to Nelson Mandela Place. And you can imagine the South African consulate were not best pleased about that.
No, I could imagine.
But a nice wee nugget there I thought you'd enjoy.
Just a little nudge to be like, guys, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, come on, guys. Born in this year, who we got?
We have Kirsten Stewart, Jennifer Lawrence, Margot Robbie, Emma Watson, and Dev Patel.
All born in this year. In TV, we have got TV debuts for Art Attack.
I used to fancy that guy.
Neil Buchanan.
Yeah, let's be real. Neil Buchanan.
Neil Buchanan was awesome. You had The Crystal Maze, hosted by Richard O'Brien, debuted in this year. Have I got news for you?
Is this seriously this far back?
I'm afraid so.
Wow.
Keeping up appearances, MasterChef, Mr. Bean, One Foot in the Grave. What a great year for TV, by the way.
One Foot in the Grave.
Vic Reeves' Big Night Out. So that was like the precursor to Reeves and Mortimer. Amazing series. Quite out there. You've Been Framed. Started in this year. Okay.
The amount of video, I begged my mum to send videos in so I could get pocket money from You've Been Framed.
Now, we've also got a canal themed element to today's show, which we're going to find out about just shortly.
Okay.
And there was a TV show and a set of characters who made their debut in this year, and they sounded something like this.
Yep.
Did you ever watch Rosie and Jim?
I did. I've literally just had to Google image it without finding out what the year is because I actually don't know the year. But yeah, yeah.
So Rosie and Jim made their debut on television in this year. John Cunliffe was the first boat driver. We're going to find out what the correct terminology is soon, I'm sure. Now, I don't want to trigger you here, but the same company that made Rosie and Jim made Brum, and I know that you've got a bit of a phobia about the car from Brum, so we're going to move on
Generic
from that.
phobia, I promise you. We've already got a guess in it as well.
Oh, right.
Ben, obviously, has messaged in 1990.
He's guessed 1990,
He also says Neil Buchanan was also a lead singer of a metal band.
He still is, yes.
Still is.
He still is, yeah. He's still in his metal band. Yeah.
Buying tickets right now.
US shows that debuted in this year. So this was US, first time they appeared in the UK. You had Baywatch and Quantum Leap. Big years in sports. Well, I'll go for the first one because I know you don't like pronouncing names.
I really struggle with pronouncing some of the names, so yeah, go for it.
In this year, Elgin City claimed the Highland League title over Caledonian, RIP, with a year to forget for Clachnacurnan as they finished last with only 3 points, having achieved only 3 draws in this year. Unlike this year, they finished 6th in the Highland League.
Okay.
The British Grand Prix at Silverstone was won by Ferrari's Alain Prost, but it was third place finisher Ayrton Senna who would win that year's Driver Championship. The Grand National was in its 144th running, and it saw Mr. Frisk win, and he beat the time by 14 seconds of the previous record holder, Red Rum. Stephen Hendry wins the Snooker World Championship at the Crucible. It was the first time he would win it Okay.
How many times did he win it?
Oh, I want to say it was 7.
Lots of times.
It
Lots
could
of
be.
times.
It was a lot.
Okay.
From this was the first time he won it, and he won it pretty much all for the. I don't want to say too much, but either way. And here's the one that always gives it away, folks. All right. In football, there was a global event that happened in this year, so it's one of those years.
So
we
it's a
now
multiple of 4.
we've divided it by 4, basically.
Cool.
Yep. And it would see West Germany, the last time they would appear as West Germany, become the winners after defeating Argentina in a tournament held in Italy. And the song that we're going to play now didn't come out in this year, but was certainly made famous around that time because it was used as the BBC's coverage, and it was then sang at the final in Italy. Here is Luciano Pavarotti with Nessun Dorma. It's Luciano Pavarotti with Nessun Dorma. There's a bit of history here on the Saturday Drop-In, the Saturday Drop-In presenters partner support group, which is your Ben and my Laura.
Yes.
When it comes to the guest of the year, they usually coordinate, even though they don't talk to each other. So Laura's message is, Ben's right. That's all she said. So Ben's
They
guess
must
was...
talk to each other.
They must do.
1990.
Ben's guess was 1990, and well, let's just see, were they right? Oh, it most certainly was 1990.
Amazing. I also want to say Neil Buchanan's band it finished in 2011.
No way, is he not
Yeah.
playing anymore?
Someone tweet Neil Buchanan and say, get back on.
Do you know that there was some suggestion for a while that he was Banksy? Did you ever hear that
did
rumour?
see
That was,
that,
I like
yes.
that. The thought of Neil Buchanan being Banksy would have been absolutely amazing.
Come on, guys. Have you got your scrap?
I'm going to make a political statement, but using old clothing on a playground, and we'll have a camera 20 feet high. There, that's how we're going to get across this
Yeah.
message. Well, we're going to get a message across just shortly because we've got a guest who's joining us in the studio. We are going to have Ramsey joining us from the Seagull Trust, telling us all about what they get up to over on the Caledonian Canal. After this, first of all, we've got some Sam Bailey for you. This is the Saturday Drop-In. And you're listening to the Saturday Drop-In here on Highland Hospital Radio. Now, we've got our special guest joining us in the studio today. Now, how nice is it to go out for a day cruising along a canal? Beautiful sights and a slow pace make for a lovely, relaxing day out. But with canals dating back to Victorian times, they can sometimes not be fully accessible to those with additional needs. Step in the Seagull Trust. With a focus on supporting those with additional needs and the elderly, and with accessible boats, they can open up the canal network to all. They have boats at Falkirk, Kirkintilloch, Ratho, and of course here in the Highlands. To find out more, we're delighted to have with us in the studio Ramsey McGee from the Highland branch of the Seagull Trust. Ramsey, a very warm welcome to you.
Good afternoon. Delighted to be here.
It's great to have you. Thank you very much for stopping by. We just want to know about the Seagull Trust. So why don't you tell us about the boat itself? It's called the Highland Cross Seagull.
Highland Cross Seagull.
So describe the boat to us.
The boat that we have now is the second boat that we've had. And this one came into service in 2012, and it was custom built for us. And it was, for want of a better word, launched by Princess Anne, who is the patron of the Seagull Trust. Yeah. So we are very proud of the Seagull, the Highland Cross Seagull. It's a lovely boat. We can carry a maximum of 12 passengers. 4 of those can be in wheelchairs. We've got the facility to take wheelchairs on board, drop them down onto the deck with the wee lift on board, and they're just as comfortable in there as everyone else is. So
marvellous.
every trip we do, we can take a maximum of 12 passengers, which is great.
It's brilliant that it's adapted in that way, because if you think, the canal network, as I said there, you've got pontoons where, you're having to get on and off the canal paths. Even for somebody just going for a walk along the canal, the canal path was designed for, Clydesdale horses pulling boats along. It wasn't designed for people with mobility issues, and, you think wheelchairs that have got maybe smaller wheels get hit with the stones, etc. So having the ability to have people in their own devices, their own, facilities that they need onto your boat, that's a fabulous
It's absolutely
setup.
tremendous. And we've now moved the berth, because the old berth, the twin jetties, where we've been sailing out of for many years now, they've been condemned, so we've been moved, and we've now moved to the berth that has got a custom built ramp, so we can get for example, we can take the minibuses from some of the care homes right down onto the ramp, and the passengers can get right down on a good solid ramp. There's no faffing about the way we sometimes had to in the twin jetties. And the boat's specifically adapted for wheelchairs. We occasionally get a wee bit of some of the new wheelchairs custom built. They're massive, and that presents a wee bit of a problem. But generally speaking, we can take most wheelchairs without any problem at all. We also take guide dogs. We've had guide dogs on board, and it's quite interesting when we have people on board who cannot see. Then we try and do our level best to give them a wee running commentary.
I like that sort of visual guide, an audio guide,
Yeah. It's a very friendly service, and everybody on board, we're all volunteers, everybody.
Yeah, tell us more about the team. So how many people are involved? And what do they do? What roles are there?
Well, we've got 5 crews, basically. We've got the Monday crew, the Tuesday crew, and so forth. So we've got a crew for each day of the week, and we operate from Monday till Friday. We do 2 sailings every day, one at 10:30 in the morning and one at 1:30 in the afternoon. And we leave from Torveen now, which is very, very handy because, as I say, we've got that ramp, but we've also got the Highland Council car park right behind us.
Because that car park is a big car park, plus they've got the boat, the bus spaces as well.
That's
so
right.
the people from care homes or support facilities can get the bus right up to you, I imagine.
They can come by car, by minibus, by service bus. They're all going in there, so it's great. So we get everybody on board, and we set sail from Torveen. And because we're sailing from that side of the new bridge now, we don't need to sit in the middle of the bridges waiting in them opening and all the rest of it. So we have time both in the morning and in the afternoon sailing to take the passengers all the way up to Dochgarach, and we turn at the gates at Dochgarach. And a lot of them love that bit of the trip because right along the banking there you've got all sorts of boats and craft, so they see them, and it's lovely. They just enjoy that.
It's a lovely spot. For those that don't know, do you get up to the gates? Do you have to go through the gates into the sort of wider part of the canal to turn and then come back again?
No,
or you on this side?
Just turn at the gate.
All right.
But I mean, if you actually got off the boat there, you could walk through to the cafe and all the bits.
There's a visitor centre. There's an ice cream shop as well,
There is
Shannon.
an ice cream shop. I heard that there's an ice cream shop.
You kind of go past it. It's magic.
Just do a quick ice cream stop whilst we turn around. So tell us a little bit about the history of the Seagull Trust, because they're a little bit younger than Highland Hospital Radio, I believe.
All right.
Well, the Seagull, we now called Seagull Trust Cruises. To start with, it was called the Seagull Trust, and it was started back in 1978 by the Reverend Hugh Mackay, who's a minister in a church down at Ratho. And of course Ratho sits right on the Union Clyde Canal. And he was inspired by what he saw down in both the Midlands and Wales. So he had a meeting back in 1978, and at that meeting it was decided that the Seagull Trust would be formed, and the first boats were down in Ratho. So over the years that's expanded, and as you said earlier on, we've now got boats in Falkirk, Kirkintilloch, and in up in Highland. And the Highland branch was formed in 1987, so we've been going all of that time. And it was interesting, I was just having a look this morning. Our first boat was actually initially called the Abbey Princess, and Cali Marina converted it for us to make it suitable, and that started out in 1987, and by the time it was decommissioned in 2011, believe it or not, it carried over 28,000 passengers.
That is amazing, yeah.
It's a really big boat.
That's a great achievement. And this is all volunteers that are operating.
All volunteers, yeah. Everybody's volunteer. And Shannon's asking about the crew. Well, basically, we have 4 crew on board. There's a recognised skipper on each day. And the 3 of us, plus the skipper, we can effectively do anything that has to be done on board, so that if 3 decided to back in the day or something, we can always get the boat back. There's not a problem.
Yeah.
So everybody in the crew is multitasking, which is great. And on board, when we set sail, we offer everybody tea, coffee, biscuits. Some groups who have used the boat quite a bit in the past, they're very well organised.
They come prepared, do they?
And they come prepared with home baking and one thing and another,
amazing.
which the crew look forward to.
do you pick when you know it's a certain group that are coming? You're like, they do home
Yeah,
baking. I'll do
we'll
Tuesday
have
this
them.
week. I'll do Tuesday. I'll cover them. Yeah.
I don't need the lunch package day.
Well, I tell you what we'll do is we'll take a wee stop for a moment, we'll
Yeah.
catch our breath, and we'll chuck a song on. Whenever we have a guest come on, we always see, is there a particular song that you might like? And you asked us for some Blazing Fiddles.
Well, they're a local group, and young McGregor up there, he does a fantastic job with them. And an old neighbour of mine, Anna Massey, she's very much involved with Blazing Fiddles. They're a tremendous group, and they've done so much for the Highlands, promoting traditional music. And Bruce McGregor, of course, is no longer with Blazing Fiddles, which I think's a shame, but I mean, he's been the power behind it all along. But they do a fantastic job, and I'm sure those listening into Hospital Radio today will enjoy hearing from them.
Absolutely. Well, let's hear them now. Well, that was Blazing Fiddles. That was Loch Arbor Gathering here on Highland Hospital Radio on your Saturday drop-in, where we're still joined by our guest Ramsey from the Seagull Trust.
Yes, and Ramsey, can we ask you why you got involved with the Seagull Trust?
Oh, why did I get involved? I think, like everybody else in the crew, we're all volunteers. And, you know, we're all keen to do whatever we can for those maybe less fortunate than ourselves. Plus the fact I love boats. I just love boats. So to get the opportunity to actually work on board the Seagull Highland Cross was just an opportunity that I couldn't really miss. And I've been doing that for over 10 years now. And in fact, all of the Monday crew are at least 10 years in service. And because we're a registered charity, we've got to have a structure, etc., etc. So for my sins, I'm now chairman of the Seagull Trust Highland.
I can relate to that, Ramsey. I can relate to that. Yeah. Were you the last one to put your hand up? Is that what it was? Yeah, I know the feeling.
So I just love the charity. It's great, and it's so good when we see passengers getting ready to go back off, and they're all smiles. They've enjoyed the trip. They've enjoyed their tea or their biscuits or whatever. We've had a bit of music on board. We try and have a live musician on board whenever we can. Although there are some groups where we don't do music because of the particular condition of the passengers, where music could cause them discomfort, at least. So when people apply to come on board, they fill in the form. Cap Gemini over at Nairn, they're great. They do all our bookings for us. They're fantastic. So they send out a form to everybody, and one of the questions asked on the forum is, do you want music, yes or no? Yeah. So we know in advance whether they want a musician on board. And off we've got guitarists, accordionists, we've got singers, we've got, you name it, we try and get it. We've even got a piper, but it's the small pipes.
I was going to say a piper inside a boat.
A piper inside the wee boat would be a bit over the top.
It's so good to know that you know, you're aware of that, and you know you adapt to people's individual needs or a group's individual needs, and it's sort of catered for each group or each individual that's coming onto the boat.
We try our very best, and you know, one of the things I would really like to get over today is that, you know, there's so many groups out there that probably don't know about us. I think if there's one criticism I have of the Reverend Mackay, it was picking the name Seagull Trust.
Yeah, it doesn't exactly tell you doesn't tell you the story about what's happening.
People's
Yeah,
visions of seagulls just now.
Yeah,
exactly. Quite a negative connotation for seagulls at this time of year.
We've got to do all our own fundraising because the cruises are free for everybody. So we do a lot of fundraising, and so many folks say Seagull. Oh no, I don't like seagulls. I'm not giving to that. And you've got to get into a lengthy explanation of what we do and why we do it, etc. But no, we are wide open. We would love to see groups, and I mean we get such a diverse range of groups. I mean, in the last week or so, we've had 3 or 4 of the care homes are now. We only started up again for the season in April, so we've had 3 or 4 of the care homes, and they use the boat a lot. We've had the self-direct support people, Murray Shared Lives. We've had the Alzheimer's Scotland. Blazing Needles, we've had them. We've had they're a kind of support group, but they do all sorts of crochet work and knitting and sewing and being a mere male. I'm not too sure the difference, but they do all of these things, and they're great. And we've also had This Is Me Highland out. I think they've had about 3 or 4 trips because the kids are all. The school holidays are
of course, yeah.
So we get them at the beginning of the season, and they're tremendous, and they have their own problems and issues, but it's so good to get them on the boat. And we've got the foredeck is open, so on a nice day we get them out onto the foredeck, and the kids love it. The only thing is you've got to have eyes at the back of your head.
I suppose.
From experience with, I think at the time it was an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old on the bridges up at Loch Ness, and you just run up and down. It's like, nope. If you got the eye on that, that's fine.
Yeah. So we get a very wide range of groups. We get, we cater for the elderly, the young, everything in between. So we get groups from the likes of church groups. We get groups from things like Probus, the Women's Rural, right across the range. And the message today is, if any of you listening in today are part of a group that you think would benefit from a wee trip out in the Highland Cross Seagull, we would be delighted to see you. Absolutely delighted.
So how should somebody get in touch if they were wanting to do that?
The way they do that is you send an email to Capgemini. I can give you the details.
Say no more. I'll say it for you, and then we'll put it on the website later on. But it's seagulltrustcruises.uk@capgemini.com. But your website is seagulltrust.org.uk, and it's got all there. And that's where you can find out about the Highland branch and all the other branches as well. And there's some lovely pictures as well. Not that I've got it open right now. Not I've been checking up on you or anything.
But that Capgemini address is you just wing an email off to them. They're brilliant. They do all this for us.
That's a nice support,
Yeah, I mean, we've got 1 or 2 companies that give us great support. Cali Marina have for long enough given us great support. McGregor Supplies give us support. There's Scottish Canals.
I was going to say, of course.
They're absolutely brilliant. They're fantastic too. So we're really indebted to a lot of these companies for the help and assistance. But of course, as chairman, I'm always looking for any other companies.
I know the feeling.
Any kind of sponsorship is more than welcome.
What about the individuals themselves? If somebody was, maybe looking for something to do and they like the boat idea, can they get involved as well? Can they offer up their services and give up their time to come and help you out?
Yeah, we're always on the look for volunteers. Last year, Highland News did an article for us, and that was tremendous. We get quite an influx of volunteers from that, and we look for people with all sorts of skills, because we've got volunteers who never go in the boat. there's all the background stuff,
course,
admin and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff to do, promotion and that type of thing. So, anybody who's listening in who would like to do kind of admin stuff or any of the background stuff, please get in touch. We'd be delighted to hear from you.
Well, it's lovely. I mean, it sounds like such a nice thing to go for a wee tour about, and the fact that you can bring anybody into the boat as well is wonderful and very inclusive. Well, I would hope that maybe one day that maybe me and Shannon could pop over and see you sometime, and
You're more than welcome. We'd be delighted to have you.
And we'll go for a wee cruise, cruise along the Caledonian
Bring the
Canal.
flask along,
Oh yes.
No, you don't need the flask.
Oh,
We'll
no.
make the tea.
Well, if you make the tea, we'll bring the biscuit. We'll bring some cakes.
Yeah,
We'll
that
bring
sounds
some
like
home
a plan.
bacon in.
Yeah.
Well, Ramsey, thank you so much. What we'll do is we'll pop up the details onto the Highland Hospital Radio website at
Brilliant.
hhr.scot with all the details on where the website is, how to get in touch, and hopefully we'll see you again. I have a very successful year ahead
Thank
for
you.
the cruising season. When he's up until when do you
September.
Up until September.
Yeah, the last Friday in September.
Excellent. Well, and obviously the Monday crew is like the top crew, is it?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. We're going to go out with another song. You asked for a bit of Pete and Diesel. You don't need to give me a second excuse to play a bit of Pete and Diesel. So thank you very much, Ramsey. All the best now.
Thank you both for having me.
Affirmations, Savage Garden there. It is, let me just quickly turn around, 1:10.
We so
on
need a
Saturday
clock
drop-in.
up there.
We need a clock on the other side.
Well, there is a clock on the screen, you know.
Oh, yeah. I don't think
The
about...
award-winning Shannon Marvel.
Yeah, but, sometimes I just like a manual setting.
Well, you're talking about what time it is. What time is it?
It's Beat Detective time.
It is Beat Detective. Have you seen the Beat Detective yet?
I haven't seen the Beat Detective, no.
She's been thrown off by something. Something's got her. She's...
I'm very excited to see it. That's Guess the Year. We don't need Guess the Year.
No, we've done Guess the Year. We've done that.
Beat Detective. Oh, okay, cool. Do you want me to read it out?
Go for it.
Okay, so song is 2 words. After climbing Neptune's staircase, you will fear the movable water gates and need a vacation.
So obvious, isn't it? I made it too easy this week.
Okay. Artist 2, when you send that email, could you copy in all the decades? Okay. Right, I think I've got the artist.
Okay.
Think is the word.
Mm-hmm.
I need to think about the song. What I'll do is I'll say it again, just because I was
Let's do
reading
it.
it as if I was reading it in my own head, which isn't helpful for some
Good,
people.
good radio.
Yeah. Song is 2 words. After climbing Neptune's staircase, you will fear the movable water gates and need a vacation. The artist is 2 words as well. When you send that email, could you copy in all the decades? Okay. I have to have a think. It's a good one, though.
Yeah, the thing is, do you know what Neptune's staircase is? That's the question. You might need to, if you need to know that, and that's going to give you some help as to what we're getting at there.
Yeah, I think so. It's a...
If you think you know, you can drop us an email, studio@hhr.scot. Also, if you want to, I mean, obviously the way that Shannon read out was beautiful. And,
Thank you very much.
And just what you needed. But let's just say you want to actually see it through a visual medium.
Yes, social media.
That's the place to be. Go to Facebook or Instagram and search for us, Highland Hospital Radio, and in 8 minutes' time, that's going to appear.
Okay.
I didn't quite time it
In
properly.
8 minutes'
In
time.
8 minutes' time, it will appear.
Okay, so after the start of this or that, basically. it's two quizzes in one.
It'll be mid this or that. This or that's usually 1:30. Let me just check the running order here. This or that. Oh no, 13:15 for this or that. Yeah, okay, we're running late.
Okay.
Sorry.
How did it go?
Yeah, it's all good.
That's fine.
It's all good. We are going to go into a break, and when we come back, we will have another track, and then we will have a game of this or that. Do you want the last remaining 25 seconds of the Beat Detective theme?
I mean, the end is quite
The end is
interesting,
quite good.
like,
It's suspenseful.
If you can get it like the perfect time to end.
Well, clearly I haven't, because I
this
finished.
time.
I finished 25 seconds
We'll
early.
try
basically.
it next week. But it's quite good.
Here it goes.
This is it's really
This
good
is
content.
terrible radio.
Better than MFR though.
Ooh. Well, I don't think we're putting that in the awards folder, are we? Stay tuned, because you've still got lots to come. Beat Detective, this or that, here on your Saturday drop-in. This is Highland Hospital Radio. The Corgis. Everybody's got to learn sometime. That was chilled. I think we needed that.
Yeah.
Because the first hour is always a rush. We get Guest of the Year done. The guest comes in. We have a chat with them. We have the interview with them. We have the songs they want.
We do the social media
We get the social media. We have to get the pictures done.
Yeah. It's a busy first hour, but it's a fun first hour.
It's a fun-filled first hour, but it's a busy first hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've had some nice chill-out time. Mm-hmm. And we're mellowed. And now it begins again. Right. Coming up tomorrow, it is Easter Sunday. So slight wee changes to our usual scheduling for your Easter Sunday, but we do have some special programming for you to enjoy.
Very exciting.
9 o'clock tomorrow, so it's a slightly different time, but bear with me. 9 o'clock is the Sunday Serenade.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got the Reverend Ian. He does a Sunday Serenade every week with us, and it's going to be an Easter special edition, which is available for you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Then
at 10 a.m, I'm so excited for this. When Len messaged me about socials for this, I was like, "Ooh!" So out and about Easter special with it will be Father Paul Benucci.
Yes, please.
And they talk about sort of the Easter celebrations in Malta, so you can take yourself somewhere sunny as the rain's coming down in Scotland.
It is indeed, yeah. A sunny Easter Sunday from Malta.
And they talk about food and what do you not want? Somewhere sunny and a lot to eat.
If you've never listened to a Len Black programme, well, where have you been? Because, I mean, he is a local radio legend, by the way. We don't want to say those three initials again, but he was involved with them when the initials were the full name. There, well, we go for that.
Yeah.
And now he's part of the team here at Highland Hospital Radio, and he brings you some really fascinating programme and some nice history as well. So be sure to tune in for that. Then, live from the chapel here at Raigmore Hospital, it is the Easter Sunday service. Now, the chaplaincy team have the doors open, so anybody can come down and visit if you're in Raigmore. But if you're across the whole NHS Highland area, or maybe you're not able to come down from the boards into the chapel, they provide you with the live chaplaincy service here on Highland Hospital Radio. It is going to be, your chaplain is Kate O'Taines. I've not met Kate yet. I don't know if they're new, but I've met all the other chaplains, but I've been speaking to them back and forward, and we're 100% confident that the audio link to the chapel will work.
Amazing.
100%.
That's absolutely fine.
On an unrelated matter, I'll be here in the studio tomorrow from 11, just passing the time.
Are you an Easter kind of person? Do you do the Easter, or do you do it for the kids' Easter?
Yeah, I'm not a religious person, Shannon, so from that perspective, it's no.
Just a day. It's a Sunday for you, yeah.
From a work perspective, since I've been in the job I've been in, we don't get public holidays, except for Christmas and New Year. Yes. So it's just another day in that respect. Yeah. So we were messaging each other yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah.
And
holidays.
I was saying,
I love working them.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I've worked every bank holiday that that there has been for the past 18 years. So but we went on Easter egg hunt yesterday.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Is this the one at the shopping centre?
No. It's the one where Asda brings their prices down because it's Easter now. So we went and bought the Easter eggs for the kids yesterday.
You never guess what I'm doing just after the show.
What are you doing? Are you doing an Easter egg hunt?
No, we're
not. Are you going to buy your cheap Easter eggs?
Yeah, basically.
What I would say is, I think there's still a lot of people do this. They'll go and they'll find a hill and they'll roll their eggs down the hill. You ever done that? Oh my goodness.
No. I do want to do the cheese rolling down the hill. That's it.
Well, you don't like cheese.
Yeah, but it's funny.
You can throw cheese, but you can't eat cheese.
You just win a round of cheese.
You do.
There's a guy that's been sponsored to chase this cheese down a hill.
Do you see how many injuries there are every year in that tournament?
Worth it.
For cheese. But if you are out rolling your eggs tomorrow, a lot of people like to decorate their eggs. They might put fancy stuff in it. Just make sure you pick up all your stuff.
Yes.
All your like glitter and stuff, bits of egg. It's not good for the animals that are going to come around afterwards.
Yeah.
So yes, enjoy your Easter Sunday, whatever it is that you're getting up to. I will be travelling to sunny Dundee to drop off my car, to then take a train up to Aberdeen to stay away for work for a week.
Very nice.
It's a long story.
Yeah.
What's your plans for Easter Sunday, Shannon?
Probably a roast dinner, I'll be honest with you. Can't go wrong with a roast dinner.
You can't. What? All right, we've started this now.
What?
Perfect roast dinner. What's in it?
A source of protein.
A source of protein. You're not committing to that.
Well, it depends what's cheap, because let's be real, I can't afford a lamb, can I?
So you're lamb more than beef?
I love a lamb.
Oh.
Love a lamb.
Okay.
I can go for a beef. Obviously that vegetables. So you got your carrots, your broccoli, your
obviously your
cauliflower,
vegetables.
your peas. You know.
How are you doing your cauliflower here? Is it cheesed or is it just cauliflower?
I wish it was cheese.
Of course, it's not cheesed.
Just plain.
Yeah.
Yorkshire puddings,
Yorkshire puddings.
roast potatoes, roast parsnips,
Oh,
with honey on top.
Now there you go. See, that's a Christmas event for me. We wouldn't have parsnips any other time than Christmas.
Why not?
Well, because we're basically
I mean,
we
they're
hate
out of
ourselves,
season
obviously.
now, but yeah.
Okay.
Parsnips with parsnips.
Roasted parsnip. Yeah. Yorkshire. Did Yorkshire pudding get
Applesauce.
mentioned?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Applesauce. Okay.
Applesauce on every meat.
Okay.
It's a bit like, you know how kids put ketchup on everything? I put applesauce on
Yeah.
everything.
Kids put ketchup on everything. Kids.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to my wife sometime.
Me and Laura are on the same boat then, because I love a bit of ketchup
Oh
too.
no! I'm not a ketchupy person. I'm afraid. No. What else would I go for? Did you mention Yorkshires?
Yes.
Yorkshire puddings, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you get
You had a
gravy?
bit of a brain fart, are you right?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Do you get your Yorkshire pudding? Do you get your gravy and do you make it into a boat? Are you filling your Yorkshire pudding to make a bath to dip in?
Yeah, and then there's one in the oven for when I finish my dinner.
Ah, yes, please.
See, I have a friend. He lives in Newcastle, but he never has his Yorkshire puddings on his roast dinner. He has it after and sprinkles sugar over it.
Oh, the sweet versus savoury debate on Yorkshire puddings. Nobody thought that was coming up
We used to get
today.
Yorkshire pudding with ice cream and jam in it, and I refused to eat it every single time. So just putting a bit of sugar on top, I'm still like, not my thing. Just slather it in gravy.
It's great. Yeah, Yorkshire puddings are savoury. Just
Not
like
sweet.
pancakes are sweet.
But can be savoury.
Should they be
Put
though?
bacon on top of a pancake.
But if you're adding maple syrup, is that still sweet or is that savoury?
It's savoury because the bacon's still on there.
But it's smoky bacon, is that?
If you want to go smoked or unsmoked, I'm not going to tell you how you buy your bacon.
That's good because we don't judge here.
No.
However you want to do your bacon, you do it with your bacon. It's all good. We're cool.
Yep.
Absolutely. Right, we are going to play this or that after one more song. We're going to have the beautiful voice. You know what? We've had John Brodie on an advert earlier on.
Yes.
And here with a voice equivalent to that of John Brodie is Sam Cooke.
Oof.
Chain Gang, Sam Cooke here on your Saturday drop-in on Highland Hospital Radio. Well, I can't put it off any longer. It's time to play This or That.
Exciting.
So every week we have a This or That quiz. It's really quite simple because it's 50-50 chance every time. It's either this, it's either that.
Unless when we did Star Wars and Star Trek, and it's just like we both have quite good.
We're quite geeky and nerdy
We're
in that sense.
nerds,
Yeah, that
yeah.
one. Yeah. Well, perhaps this will be the same today. Okay. Now, what we do when you're doing any sort of radio show, right? There's certain websites that you always go to for content.
Yes.
And one of them is awareness days that I use because usually in the UK there'll be health awareness campaigns. Certain weeks are set aside for certain things.
Yep.
And the Royal College of Podiatry have National Feet Week. And do you know what?
We've had
Normally,
this
I would have
conversation.
probably skipped this before, but knowing how much you would hate this is exactly the reason why I have done it.
I hate feet
Exactly.
so much.
So I was like, could I get 10 presenters to cut? No, I didn't want to go into that.
Oh,
Exactly.
no, I don't want to do that.
So there we
No.
go. But our This or That this week is going to be foot or boot. So it's kind of similar to what we did last week. We'll have some the correct terminology for parts of the foot, or is it the name of a shoe or footwear?
Oh,
So
okay.
is it foot or is it boot?
Right. That
You
doesn't
see?
sound so traumatic.
Exactly. There is going to be no imagery, right?
Thank
Because I
you.
know how you feel about this.
Oh, dearie me. Yeah.
She's sitting recoiling into her seats.
Yeah.
So, would you like some facts and figures here? Yes, of course you do. Each foot has 26 bones, 33 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments.
That don't need to be there.
Okay.
Doesn't need to exist.
Kind of does. This complex structure allows for balance, support, and movement. Feet contain a significant number of nerve endings, which help with, which are highly sensitive to touch and pressure, which helps with your balance and sensing the environment. The average person takes around 5,000 to 7,000 steps per day, and over a lifetime, this can add up to over 100,000 miles walked.
Wow.
That's a lot of things that the Proclaimers
Couldn't
will
do.
do. Well, will do.
I only did 1,000.
I would walk that. Yeah, but imagine if they multiplied that.
I mean, every time they sung it, they've probably gone to at least a mil.
And, because this is hospital radio, feet health is closely linked to overall health. Issues like diabetes, arthritis, poor circulation can affect the feet, making proper care essential for maintaining mobility and comfort. Now, your NHS Highland area has a large amount of podiatrists to support you in this, and if you want to, get along to the NHS Highland website, and if you just look for the A to Z of services and look for P for podiatry, you can do self-referrals if you so feel you need to. At the end of the day, if you had a toothache, you'd go to the dentist. So why do we not go and sort out if you've got a foot ache? There you go.
Yeah.
The worst is over, Shannon. I've done the informational side. Would you like a bit of fun?
Yeah, go on then.
According to High Street shoe shop Shoe Zone, Hull has the largest proportion of men buying size 12 shoes in the UK. So Hull is home of the biggest footed man,
Okay.
whereas Oxford has the highest proportion of men buying size 6. So in
Right.
England, you got Hull for a big footed person, you got Oxford for the smaller. In terms of
Okay.
UK regions, UK and Ireland has the smallest foot, Scotland has the biggest.
Okay.
Am I boring you now with this?
No, you're not. It's just my phone's decided to break, and I'm like, no, don't do this.
We've got hashtag content coming up
We
here.
do. Sorry.
Right, enough of the stats. Let's just get into the game,
Okay.
okay?
Yep.
So we're going to play foot or boot.
Foot or boot?
10 names are coming up.
Okay.
Do you need me to pause for a moment?
No. You keep going. I'm good. I'll deal with it.
Shannon's having technical issues on the other side.
But it's fine.
Hit record on that, and
Yeah,
then
that could actually be a.
Yeah.
I corrupted last time, but yeah, we'll figure out how.
we'll
to
try something. Quick time player's your friend. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it really is. Yeah.
Are you ready to play foot or boot?
Okay, let's
10
do
names.
it.
We've got 10 names. You just simply need to say, is it a foot or is it a boot? So the first name or the first word is metatarsal. Metatarsal. Is that going to be foot or is that going to be boot?
That is metatarsal is definitely foot.
It is indeed. It is. Don't see. I see you've got me confused now as well. Each foot contains 5 metatarsals. They form part of each bone to the toe towards the middle of the foot. They're sort of in the middle there. Famous, of course, because Wayne Rooney broke his and missed out on a World Championships or something.
Shame in it.
Ain't it? So you have got one correct. Next is number 2, Uwabaki. Uwabaki. And I can provide a spelling.
Yes, please.
It is Uwabaki. Uwabaki. Is that a foot or is it a boot?
It's got to be a boo, isn't it?
It is indeed a boot. It is a type of Japanese slipper worn indoors in schools or public buildings where outdoor shoes are prohibited.
See, that just makes sense.
It
You've got your indoor shoes and you've got your outside shoes or your outside slippers. Some people have.
Certainly a big cultural thing in Japan. You would never wear your outdoor
Never,
shoes
ever,
out
forever,
indoor.
never.
Absolutely not.
No.
But we do it here. It's weird. Number 3, brothel creeper. Brothel
Excuse me?
creeper.
A
Is that a foot?
brothel creeper.
Or is it a boot? A brothel creeper.
It's got to be a boot.
Has it though? Are you sticking with boot?
Yeah.
Correct. The brothel creeper. It's a type of thick-soled shoe known in culture to be worn by teddy boys. Now, teddy boys, you had them in the 50s and the 60s and into
Michael
the
Goodbrand.
70s. Well, it's a type of shoe. It's like got a very chunky, thick sole
Okay.
and a sort of velvety upper.
Yes.
And it was worn by teddy boys. Now, we have our very own teddy boy in Mike Goodbrand.
Yes.
So he had the drape jacket.
Yes.
He's got the drain pipe trousers, and he would have his brothel creepers. These sort of thick, chunky soled
okay.
shoes. Very much of its time.
Yes.
So there you go. Brothel creepers. That was number 3 in foot or boot. Next up, number 4, we have the tray score. Tray score. Is that foot or is it boot?
Could I get a spelling,
It
please?
is Traskor. Tray score.
It's got to be foot.
It is a boot.
Oh.
It is a Swedish clog, typically made of wood from the alders tree. So it's the big chunky wooden
Oh,
clogs.
the
A tray score.
stereotypical.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you saw, I'm not going to show you any imagery because I know you won't like it. But it's like
just
the
a
big
shoe,
chunky
like-
sole, and it's got like the sort
Yeah.
of covered bit.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
So tray score is indeed about you've got you're 1 down. You've got 3 right, 1 wrong. That's not bad. This is
Okay.
good stats.
Yes.
Number 5 is talus. 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 Is it foot or is it boot?
Foot. A foot.
Foot. Correct.
Yay.
Talus is the proximal bone on the top of the foot. So if I'm pointing at my hand, it's sort of
Thanks.
there.
I was
right?
going to say, if you're showing me your foot, I don't
No,
wanna be here.
absolutely not. No. Proximal on the top of the foot, mostly covered in cartilage. So I'm pointing to the bit just below where your watch would sit, sort of there.
Yeah.
That's it there, and that's the muscle that allows
Oh, the
your
bending
hand,
muscle.
Yeah, it's to lift your hand or your foot.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
There
Okay,
you
cool.
go.
Yeah.
Number 6 is a calceus. Calceus. It is Calceus. Calceus.
Oh, now you've spelt it. I don't actually know.
Is
I'm
it foot
gonna.
or is it boot?
Oh, I'm gonna go
Calceus.
foot because it's like calcium.
Mm-hmm. It's a good guess. It's the wrong guess, though, I'm afraid. It's a boot.
Oh, dearie me.
It's
right.
a upper class male footwear of the Roman Empire, made of leather and entirely covering the foot or ankle. Not to be confused with calcaneus, which is the heel. The heel bone is your calcaneus. But that's where they got the name of calcius from. So it was a deliberately tricky one. I deliberately put that into for you, and it worked. So I'm delighted.
Okay.
So you did get that one wrong, I'm afraid.
That's a shame.
Next up, in Footer Boot, the quiz that's sweeping the Highland Hospital Radio area like a storm. We have got the Peroneus tertius. Peroneus tertius.
Well, no,
tertius terius.
It sounds Latin, so it's got to be something to do with a foot.
But then Latin people wore footwear, so that's what I'm putting it there. Is it foot or is it boot, Shannon? Foot or boot?
It is foot.
It is indeed foot, yes. Also called the fibularis tetraris. A small muscle that helps the foot dorsiflexion, the lifting of the foot. There you go.
Oh, okay.
And foot or boot. Ooh, an interesting wee error came up there on the screen. That's
you use the bed too much. That's probably what's happened.
Yeah, worn out the computer. We've now been actually 5 days without an incident on the radio. Anyway, number 8, soccus. Number 8, soccus. Soccus.
Got to be a boot, isn't it?
It is indeed a boot. It is a loosely fitting slip-on shoe worn by ancient Greek comedic actors. It's a silly which, and I saw the imagery of it. It looks like a jester's kind of foot. It's got like a boot, like sort of flappy bits on it. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely a connection. So your ancient Greek comedic actors would wear soccus. Number 9 is the plantar fascia. Plantar fascia. Is it foot or is it boot?
Is it boot?
No,
is it not a
it's
boot?
Foot. The plantar fascia is neither nerve, tendon or muscle, but a strong fibrous tissue that stretches from the heel to the toes. So when you're if you're walking,
like you're planting your foot.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. See, so it's
Oh, okay.
She's only got one more to suffer.
Oh, is it me? Is it getting hot in here?
No.
No. Sorry. Something was going to happen. Let's be real, was it?
Yep. Number 10. We're sticking with plantar, but this time it's plantar creasus. Plantar creasus. So plantar fascia, it was foot.
Yeah.
Plantar creasus. Is it foot or is it boot?
Is it foot? Foot? Sorry.
Are you sticking with foot?
I think I am sticking with foot.
You are correct to stick with foot.
Good.
Because it is. I tried to get 2 plantars at the end to see if I could get you to sway. But the plantar creasus, the formal name for the wrinkles on the sole of the foot.
Okay, cool. Thanks. thanks. Oh, that's made me so uncomfortable. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, okay. Right.
Shannon's away for a walk. What on earth she's going to walk on, of course, we don't know since she
my child-sized Vans that only cost me 20 quid.
Oh, do you not pay VAT?
No,
you're all right then.
I do. Just for child shoes.
No, I didn't mean you were avoiding VAT. No, kind of.
Not Jimmy Carr. What you on
No,
about?
I'm like you buy shoes that are children's shoes, so they don't have VAT charged on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, look, if they sell them in a size 6, then I'm gonna get them.
So what was your score there? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 6 right. What? Hold on. Stuart's
Well, do
inquiry.
you know what?
1,
it's not my...
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
It's been upgraded to a 7 out of 10.
Fine. It's not the topic of choice that I would decide, do you know
Well,
what? I'm going to study feet.
Here's the thing, right? Well, because I studied... What was it last week with Dick or Doc? Sorry, Miss Marvel, Miss I can do good radio. What was it? What was the... It was pharmaceutical names or just posh words out of the dictionary.
Yeah,
well,
lexicography.
I'm having it back have that back at you.
All right.
Well, I'm not here next week, so you can do what you want.
Oh, we'll see what happens.
That was This or That on Highland Hospital Radio.
My leg is actually shaking under the desk now. I'm like, this is making me really uncomfortable. Sorry.
Stop shit. The mic's picking it up.
Sorry.
We're going to go for a song. Well, Shannon calms. Edwin Collin, always good. Edwin Collin, A Girl Like You, here on your Saturday drop-in. Well, folks, we're coming up to the top of the hour. I've turned off Shannon's microphone while she fixes it because she's knocked it. Ali! You're going to be in trouble with Ali. Yeah,
When is it?
there's many ways of yeah. Well, we'll deal with this after the show.
Okay, sorry. I just whacked it with my glasses. I didn't know I was so close to it.
I'm going to fill an accident report now. Well, we did have a minute there to tell you all about other stuff, but that's gone. Let's finish off with Beat Detective. The clue, which was going to lead you to this week's mystery song, he says, stalling really, really graciously here. It was a 2-word artist, and your clue to your 2-word artist was, when you send that email, could you copy in all the decades?
See, I figured that one out. I just couldn't figure out the song. I don't know many.
Well, what's the artist then?
The artist is 10cc.
Exactly, because you CC people in decades, there's 10. So it's 10cc. After climbing Neptune's Staircase. Now, Neptune's Staircase, that's the set of canal locks at Fort William. That's Neptune's Staircase, and it ties in with our guest today. You will fear the movable water gates. So the movable water gates are locks, and another one for that, if you fear something, you make dread it. Dreadlock. Vacation.
Right. Dreadlock Holiday.
There you go.
Good song.
10cc Dreadlock Holiday plays us out this week. Well done, Karen, for getting that one right.
Of course Karen got it right.
Of course Karen got it right. Well, Shannon will be back next week. I'll be back in a fortnight. So...
expect the place to burn down.
Exactly, yeah. I'll keep the phone on. Folks, we'll see you all soon. Take care if you are listening in hospital. Get well soon. And stay tuned to Highland Hospital Radio. Well, that was today's show, and it is done.
That was great.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Our guest was amazing. Guest of the Year was good. Beat Detective, I was particularly pleased with. I thought it was just the right levels of cryptic. But the fact that I managed to get references to canals into Guest of the Year and Beat Detective...
You've done well.
I did well with
You've
that.
made a really good theme for this week.
Indeed. This or that, mixed bag. We'll move on and not talk about that.
So stressful.
I picked it. That's the awareness. That's the health messaging.
I get where you came from, and that's fine. It's just the wrinkles at the bottom of your feet.
Well, like, everybody has them.
I know, but like, I don't want to think about that stuff.
They're yours.
They're not mine.
These are your own feet you're freaked out by. That's not my problem.
I think I need some therapy just to get rid of that.
Just for that.
Fine. Yeah,
just
specifically.
Oh, don't say that you need therapy after having a show with me, because now I'll feel bad.
No. I'm fine.
I feel bad now.
I'm fine.
I feel bad.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to feel bad.
Anyway.
I'll bring cake next time you're back.
Well, speaking of cake, we have had cake in the studio today, or just outside the door of the studio, of course.
Of course, whilst you're looking into it.
As I'm looking at the
video
tub,
footage
right,
of you having a little peek.
the old video footage that catches you out and you forget that it's there.
Yeah.
So my daughter made brownies and cookies last night because I know you said this on air. What do you do for Easter? And we're not really Easter as such, but as a spring happiness, we will have afternoon tea today. Usually we'd have it on the Sunday, but I'm away working away, so I will not be there for afternoon tea tomorrow. So at the moment, cooking in the kitchen will be some scones. Laura was making scones just as I was leaving. Also, there's Jessica's brownie and cake. We've got our sandwiches ready to go. So we've got our the stacked plate thing.
Yeah.
So the Nelsons will be having afternoon tea when I get back. I have to be home for 4.
Okay.
That's been playtime's up, and I have to not play with my friend anymore, and I need to come in.
Who's your
at
friend?
4. Aww. I thought I was your friend. So that's my plan for that's sort of our Easter thing, but it's not that it's Easter. It's like the kids are off school.
Yeah.
It's spring. Sprung. Although
spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung. However, my activity this morning was to run out at the back of 7 when the cats woke me up, because that was.
Yeah.
They don't know it's Sunday or Saturday. They're like, you're usually up by now feeding us, so could we
eat?
Get that happening?
Routines.
So when I went downstairs, we've got the gazebo up in the garden.
Oh, the infamous OB gazebo?
Oh,
or is this a different...
No, this is a different gazebo.
Oh, we've upgraded.
No, we've downgraded.
Oh.
We've just got a cheap gazebo, which we have, and we're thinking if we buy a cheap one, it only lasts a couple of years. Quid's in.
Yeah.
Right? And the cheap gazebo, the material isn't very taut. Okay. So when it rains heavy, it forms this bulge.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
This. So when I looked this morning,
bulge.
yeah. So the material has actually bent the metal back because the weight of the water. How the material is still intact, I don't know. But there was this massive puddle of water.
Oh no.
So I had to go out this morning and quickly sort of lift it up, whilst also trying not to get the water to pour on me.
Or the cats.
Well, the cats were they had their food. The cats were fine. The cats,
right, okay.
The cats would no. You don't understand. The cats would not have let me out the door had they not been fed. Right. Max, our little boy cat, he just sits next to your ear in the morning, and goes, meow, meow, meow. And I know Laura does it as well. You wake up and you go, I'll give you 5 minutes. Laura might wake up and deal with this. It's like having young kids again.
Just like
The
4
cat.
legs and
Just got 4 legs, a tail, and he's hairy.
Yeah.
Meow. 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 You get up, right? Come on then, Max. Let's go. So yeah, that was spring. I had to clear the water from the gazebo. So we won't be eating outside our afternoon tea today. It'll be
'Cause
an
it is
inside one.
typical April shower situation
Oh,
right now.
so April showers. Well, it looks kind of bright.
Yeah.
The window of the brick wall outside tells us that it does look rather nice.
I absolutely hate cats. I just,
Really?
No, do you know what? I don't. Well, I don't.
sorry.
Hate
Is there
hate.
anything you like? Come on.
I love many things. I like dogs.
Oh, dogs are rubbish.
I like coffee.
That's
But no,
finally
it's
something we
just
agree on.
like, so we had a cat. She was called Lily. She was great. She was overweight and she was born on Halloween, and her attitude just depended on it. She hated everyone apart from Ben. And like, there was a whole situation where like she sneezed on Ben and there was slobber everywhere. And we're just like, how did this come out of this cat? Then she was alright. She was whatever. But like, it's the bit that bugs me is like, I try my front garden on my house is really nice and it's got lovely flowers and there's just a bald patch where just nothing wants to grow. So I was like, right, I'll put some like lavender bushes down and a couple of like bits of flowers just to make it look nice and colourful. There was a cat that literally just took our flower and just went off with it. I don't know whether he did it with the paws or the mouth, but he just got up, looked, and
I'll
was
have
like,
that.
I'll see you later. And
Yeah,
I'm just like,
thanks.
I spent a lot of money on that. So there's going to be orange peel, there's going to be pine cones, there's going to be a
is
lot
this-
more lavender.
Cat deterrent.
Cat deterrent, but natural cat. I don't want to like spray anything or anything like that because that's not fair on the cat. But
Over the years, I've seen
bugger off.
so many terrible cat deterrent ideas. Like, I have seen CDs tied on a bit of
CDs?
string because apparently they don't like reflections, cats.
They love reflection.
Yeah, exactly, I know that. Tell my dad. Or a water bottle, you know, like if you finish your bottle of soft drink, like a 2 litre, and then take the wrapper off it, half fill of water and lay that flat on the ground, apparently a cat won't go anywhere near that.
Of course not.
Yeah, well, you know, this is, what can I say? This is, but not, this is going to make you coming around to our house for games night awkward since we have 2
Like,
cats.
I'm fine with cats. Like, if they come up, I'll give them a little like hiya, and that's it. But like, yeah, it was fine. I just don't like them pooing over my garden. They don't need to be there.
That's fair. I'll give you
Yeah.
that. I'll give you that.
It's not like a whole dog situation.
One
where
thing
it's
that,
like,
yeah, the cat versus dog thing, at least somebody's taking a dog out for a walk and will deal with it. I'd like to think more times than not. Whereas a cat, it's very much I don't know where my cat is right now.
Yeah.
Could be pooing anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe it's went off to Tingball just to get some lavender. Who knows?
You've probably done that. It's like, Max, I need you to dive to Dingwall. You're gonna swim the river.
Yes. Oh no, I think he would know to go over the Keswick Bridge. Surely.
It's a cat.
Clever cat.
Everybody wants to be here. No, they don't. Sorry.
But the cat's the only cat that knows where it's at.
Yeah, no, that's true. Cat in the Hat.
So there is my day. I am going out to have afternoon tea. I will no doubt have to clear more water from the gazebo.
Yeah, possibly.
And
I'm
look-
going to a house with no water.
Yeah, you don't have any water. What's going on there?
Scottish Water have just decided to cut our water off to do
What,
fixing.
to the whole of Dingwall, they've just went, do you know what? Nah,
No,
Dingwall.
it's just because we're so close to the school, but they've had to like dig up the car park in the school or something like that to sort out this water main issue, and so they're just like, we have to turn your water off. It's like, no.
It's only once you get something like that cut off that you realise how much you
need
like
it.
having water.
Yeah.
We had it once where the whole of, like, so we're over in Kinmiley's and we're at the top of the hill at the old Craigdarien Hospital. And when we lost, there was a massive water main burst at the bottom of the hill near the primary school.
Yeah.
And it basically meant that the entire hill, like Skuguri, Kinmiley's, everywhere, there was
Had
no
nothing.
water at all.
Yeah.
And it's really weird when you think, oh,
I'm gonna have
well,
to buy like massive 5-litre bottles of water.
well, they provided for us. So you had to, that's how bad the water situation was, is that Scottish Water had like welfare vans, so you had to go down to the bottom of the hill to get, and everybody was like sort of rationed a couple of bottles of water to take away with you.
First world country, and we're being rationed
Ah,
water.
to be fair, you know, even first world countries can get a burst water main.
No, this is very true. This is true.
But then the
so-
funny thing is, once they blocked the main, they then had to fill the system up again.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, up at just outside our street, we're at the very top of the hill. There was these tankers. They had to come and connect to the water system to put water into the tank at the top to refill it again.
Yeah.
Crazy. So anyway, enjoy not having any water.
Thanks.
Come to use our gazebo. We've got lots of water there.
Yeah, I can see. I'll just get like a bucket and just take it along.
There you go. So these are first world problems. You were discussing a first world problem, which is, what do you do when you're going into space for a couple of minutes?
Oh, just cry about it, obviously.
Just
kiss the ground when you're back.
kiss the
and
ground
whatever.
when you come back.
Yeah, so
I kind of feel that if you've been an astronaut who got trapped in space for proper space for 8 months,
Yeah.
you've got the right to kiss the ground when you arrive.
Yeah.
But yeah, celebrities doing space journeys is a bit of an odd one.
Yeah, it was interesting. A lot of people have been like, that's really cool, like full female crew, and then everyone's just like, that's a really bad publicity stunt. But I was thinking, who in Hospital Radio would do a trip? We've got to choose 5 people, because there was 5 women on the ship. 5 people that would go out in space for 8 minutes and do as they wish. I don't know.
From Hospital Radio.
From Hospital Radio.
So we just want to make it very clear. You're not telling me who do I want to fire off into space. That's a different
no, who
different
would
interpretation, right?
And I guess
these are not. If I give a name, it's not because I want them to go to space.
No. It's like within reason. Like I wouldn't do it. I can't be bothered with space.
No.
I'm like, I like a plane ride.
I don't even like that, to be honest. I'm not a fan of flying.
It just like I feel like space is just a bit too much.
It's a bit too much.
Like it's indefinite, and I don't know how I feel about that. You know, like
who would do it? Who's like the most outgoing of us all?
Terry.
Terry probably would. Terry does everything, doesn't he? The Grants of Glen Grant is coming up very, very soon. His play that he's in, which is all about his family history. Terry has links to the Grants distillery, and his sister has written a play about it and is directing it. And
has he got share?
No, he doesn't, and that is something he discussed when he was in last time. It was all sold up, so the family doesn't have anything in it. But in the play,
Not
I think
even a barrel.
Yeah, no, none. No. So, but you need to listen to that. If you're listening on the podcast, go back a few episodes to when Terry was covering for one of the many weeks when Shannon wasn't here.
Oh, shush. It was like 3 weeks.
Exactly. And Terry will tell you all about that. And he's in the role. I think he's playing his grandfather at one stage. Okay. But then there's a person who's playing his dad in it, which is it's a bit,
Right.
It's a bit weird, but also cool. So yeah, well worth checking out. Check out that episode of the podcast and go and search for the Grants of Glen Grant. It's all part of the Speyside Whiskey Festival, which starts soon.
Yeah, but yeah, Terry would go into space.
Terry would go into space.
He'd be running. He'd be running the whole thing.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, without a doubt. And there would be a quiz on the way. Without a doubt, there'll be a quiz once you're there, and a quiz as you're returning as well. You do quizzes.
Just because it takes a while to get up there. I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
I would say Ali would go because he's the technician.
He's the technician. Yes.
So if anything goes wrong, he can Apollo 13 that stuff.
Yep. He's the guy. Yep.
Yeah.
I would be the guy who's on the ground at mission control testing things to try and send that to Ali, and then Ali knows what to do. Would
you do it like a bungee jump? You know how like people like fake a bungee jump when they're just like, oh wait, I just need to connect there, press the button, and they go.
No, I would.
So, oh, hang on, I haven't. Poof.
Not when they're in space. No.
No, just on launch.
Yeah, Ali would go, and he'd do a live set up there as well. He'd take the deck swim. Producer Bill, I think he would go.
He'd need to do it for social media.
Yeah, he would get some socials done.
Get his little selfie stick out and his road mics. I don't know.
That's 3.
Karen would be interested in doing it.
Well, Karen likes. You said Karen likes travelling.
Karen loves travelling.
She likes travelling.
Travelling to space.
Why not?
Yeah.
So there's 4.
Who would be our 5th? I ain't going. You ain't going.
It's not me. I don't know. Helen?
Oh, if we can tease her in with a G&T, we'll be fine.
I think it would have to be some sort of country reference to get Helen there. One of her great anecdotes, I'm sure you put it on TikTok, is Daniel O'Donnell once said of Helen McPherson, she's like a draft, she'll get in anywhere.
Oh, she said that she'll email Daniel about our TikTok.
Oh, sweet.
And I was like, I could just message him on TikTok.
No. Go through the official channel.
Go through the official
I think
channels.
Helen would. I'm trying to think who else. I'm like the Tuesday night crew. I don't think any of them would. The Wednesday night crew, we've already got Terry. I think
Aaron
Arthur
would always be up for it.
Aaron is up for everything, isn't he?
Aaron is up for it. Like, hey, we need someone for the show. I'll do it.
He's there.
Cool.
He's already there.
We need an event. I'm already there.
He's already there.
Yeah. I've set up. So that's 6.
Oh, well, we're sorted then.
Very nice.
I think Mary might. Maybe the ward visitor.
Who should be visiting?
Well,
she can do the ward visits for the aliens.
Yes,
that we've
if they
supposedly
bump into
found out,
anyone, then we've got a ward visitor. So I think we've covered all the bases there.
Okay.
So there's our space mission, and we'll just stay here and still do Saturday drop-ins.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I'm not going to space. I'm not interested in it.
I can't be bothered. It's cool to know. You know how it's like when you like learn about spaces, it's like my very easy method just speeds up naming planets. So like each of the letter. Well, hang on. my very easy method just speeds up naming planets.
Okay.
Because that's the
Yeah, I get it.
in order. But for me, because the sun starts first, it's Shannon's Marvel's very easy method, just speeds up naming planets. But then some people think that Pluto isn't a thing, so it's just naming.
I'm just putting it out there. Pluto ain't a planet no more. Relegated.
How many times is he being renegated?
Oh, it's coming and going. Well, I suppose it's like league progression in the Highland League and the Scottish football pyramid. So, you
Pluto is Cali Thistle.
know. What?
In, out, in. Shake it all about.
Contested ownership.
Not until next week.
Was Pluto two other planets that merged, and there's still quite a few people who aren't particularly happy with Pluto being one planet where it used to be two separate planets.
Yeah. Lots of moons. Lots of moons on Pluto, isn't there?
Is there?
No, wait, that's the other one. That's which one are we not allowed to go on because there's too much gravitational pull?
Jupiter?
Yeah. He's got quite a few. Apparently, we've got like 3 moons.
No, what?
QI. Have you not heard this before?
No. One
We
moon.
have one moon, and that's why called the moon.
Exactly. The definitive article. We should say I'm not here next week because I'm having... I mean, it's a lovely event I'm going to, and I'm delighted I'm going to it.
Yeah.
It could have happened at a better time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'm working away all week
yeah.
in Aberdeen.
Are
Then-
we playing Streetlight at Aberdeen for every single request show you listen into now? Because you normally say when you're in Aberdeen, you request Streetlights of Aberdeen.
Northern Lights of Aberdeen.
Northern Lights, sorry.
No, I'm just gonna go and like bother Grampian Hospital Radio and when I'm in Dundee, I'll go and see
Yeah.
Bridge FM.
Very nice.
Tom Tours.
As you do. Tom Tours.
Tom Tours Hospital Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I'm away for 2 weeks for work, and usually I would come home for a couple of days and be here for the Saturday drop-in. But it's my friend's 40th.
Yes.
So hello, Natalie. It's her 40th birthday, and we're going down to her party.
Very nice.
But this means that then the logistics of how do I get from Aberdeen, from Dundee down there with no car? How do I wash my clothes? How do I... yeah, so, you know. but it's I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it means that Laura and I are staying in the hotel where we got married.
Which is very sweet.
So yeah, we are going to try and blag our way
You
into
should.
the honeymoon suite.
You should just be like, oh, it's like our 20th anniversary as well. Like,
I don't think it works like that anymore.
I think sometimes it does. You usually get upgraded in like a certain hotel chain anyway because you used to work for them.
No, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but don't you still get like upgraded every now and then?
I do, but that's because of how often I stay away for work.
Oh, okay. Well,
Meh.
yeah.
Meh.
Do you know what Ginny's show is on Grampian Radio?
Ginny, is it not Under the Covers? No.
In Bed with
In Bed
Ginny.
with Ginny.
Love to be in bed with Ginny. She's so fun though, you know? Like
She was full of life when we met her a few years ago now.
Yeah.
Indeed, the Hospital Broadcasting Association Awards, after criticism that Hinckley was a bit too far south, have said to the people of Scotland, don't worry folks, it's going to be much closer next time. Bolton.
Yeah, Bolton was fun. There was a Starbucks in there.
It's still a 6-hour journey to get there.
Yeah, but it's not like 8.
Oh, right. Well,
I mean,
that's okay then.
even though like Ali's like, oh, it's such a long drive, I'm like, I was further south than you, and I had to drive all the way back
But I have a bone to pick with you.
because I asked for a phone number.
No. So, last week, listeners will know... Well, actually, listeners won't know because I cut it out.
Oh yes, you did.
I
Yeah.
cut the phone call out. Basically, we were doing a link and the phone rang here in the studio and we absolutely crumbled. Professionalism went out of the window. But out of lack of professionalism and us crumbling comes content.
Yes. Yeah.
So Shannon
Sweet
Shannon was in on Thursday, which used to be your domain. You used to do Thursdays all the time.
Yeah.
And you were in covering because the Karen and Aaron were not available.
Mm-hmm.
And you did a little piece to camera, which you put onto social media, where you said, I was on my second show when something happened. And I was like, whoa, what do you mean second show?
It's just like,
This is, you refer to the Saturday drop-in as your second show.
well, not like it's any worse, but it is like the
It's
second show
second.
that I do. Like, I know, it's not like in a bad way.
But the show that you said this on wasn't even your show. You were covering
It's
for
not-
another show.
It's
And
not.
you refer to this as your second show.
It's
your
not
buddy
our
here,
show.
your
It's
your
the
friend,
listeners' shows live at 8.
Oh, don't, please. Your second show. I was...
No, it's not like in a bad way. It's just because like Favourites Mix was the first show I did.
Yeah, but
so-
this wasn't the favourites mix. You were covering it. This was live at 8.
I know.
This wasn't even your third show.
No, not anymore.
Second show.
I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's
Sorry.
just it's important to know where I am in the friendship chart. That this
You're always
show,
the top of
the
my
show,
WhatsApp.
the show that we put social content
send you
together,
memes.
but it's got its own.
You're just ignoring me
show
now, aren't
page.
you?
It's got its own. It's got a podcast, and it's your second show.
I don't mean it like I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I keep whacking my head in the microphone.
Could stop her.
That's the third time it's happened.
I'm
as
glad that
well.
there's video evidence of this because you'll be going, oh, stop hitting me, Tot. You know, injuring yourself. You're going to go home with bruises, and Ben's going to be, why is your face all bruised? What have you done? Why?
I was doing what they call a bar reverse lunge at the gym. So it's like you get your barbell that you do your deadlifts and stuff with, but instead you hold it in your clean position and you do reverse lunges. But I just whacked my wrist. It's a lot bigger than it was. I'll be honest with you. Like, that's not too bad.
How is the old gym stuff going?
It's fine. Like, I'm really sore after it, to be fair.
People might want to know this. What are you lifting these days?
It depends what it is. I'm doing 70 on a deadlift on a good day. I'm doing squats just now. I hit 50, but I could go 55. So we're going to try that next week. We do like 80%, 70%, 75%, and then you just build up from there because it's like 6 weeks programs.
Awesome.
So it's like 6 weeks of squats, 6 weeks of cleans, 6 weeks of deadlifts. But it's also like, I love the people that I do like the workouts with in that sort of session. But there is one woman, and she's great, she's lovely, but she's like deadlifting like 115k in front of me, and I'm just like,
Your motivation is now.
like,
But
I
it's-
was really ill and I went into the gym, and I was like, I could barely pick up like 30k. And she's just like, oof.
But Shannon,
Great.
it's not about what other people are doing.
No,
it's
it's
about your own
not.
personal success, and the fact that you keep going, the fact that you're lifting more.
Yeah.
Positives.
Yeah, I'm getting really sick of protein though. Just
Are,
like,
are you? You're not like doing shakes and stuff while you're at the gym, are you?
no, it's just
don't tell me, no.
It's just because I can't have dairy.
Yeah.
I lose a lot of protein, and I don't like nuts, or like don't eat like peanuts or cashews or anything like that. I just it tastes like wood and tastes.
Shannon's
texture's
list
bad.
of things that Shannon, you know these, you know the roller blind that we've got here with Highland
Should get a
Hospital Radio.
whiteboard,
If
shouldn't
we
we?
got one of those boards, that even in 12-point text would not be a big enough board to write all the things that Shannon doesn't like.
Sorry. No, it's fine. But I take a shake. To sort of keep my protein on like the good lines. So, but I have to get the vegan ones. So I have pineapple flavour just now. But I was like, shove a bit of shampoo, a bit of vodka in it, give it a shake. You've got yourself a protein French martini.
I mean, the thing is, in a couple of who knows
I did
what's
that
in
at
there.
Christmas. It was good.
I kind of got a reputation for this in our street. In the first few years, there was street parties, and I would go out with a coffee cup,
Yeah.
like a reusable coffee cup.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Oh, you're not drinking?" It's like, "No, I'm just sticking with coffee, thanks." No, it was gin and tonic.
Of course you had a G&T in that.
But the problem is now, if I am actually having a coffee, like people have seen me driving out the street in my car,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got that coffee cup, and they can see that I'm drinking from it, and you can see the look on their face of going, "Is it coffee that's in there, Tom, or is it street party coffee?"
Yeah.
No, it's
I get where you're coming from though, because like insulation works hot and cold.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why if I've got a thermos, you can keep 2 cups of coffee and a chalk ice in it.
You put a chalk ice in your coffee?
It's kind of the joke. It keeps hot things hot and cold
Cold
things
things
cold.
yeah.
What have you got in it? 2 cups of coffee and a chalk ice.
There was nothing like, as a kid, eating a chalk ice and accidentally eating the paper as well. You know, when you used to bite and you used to get the corner bit, it's like, I'll just eat it as well. Kids won't get it these days.
Love
a choc ice. Oh,
do you know what?
Tesco's own choc
Yes,
ices.
it has to be cheap rubbish, doesn't
Yeah.
it? What's the other ones? You know, you get the wafers and it's got the 3 different colours of ice cream. Is it Neapolitan?
Neapolitan,
And
yeah.
you've got the wafers. You've got to buy the worst ones going.
Because they're the best.
They're the best, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, yeah.
Why is that? That the cheapest ice cream is better? Because, I mean, I've bought like your fancy Magnums and stuff. Or
I do like a Magnum, though.
Yeah, but like sometimes, like a basic one, chocolate, white chocolate, dark chocolate. But you get the ones that have got like flavours running through it and extra, and I'm like, it's too fancy.
Can't be bothered with
I
it.
just want a rubbish chalk ice.
Yeah. Oh, those are the days.
Well, I am going to go to the food warehouse now and get.
They don't do vegan ones. They should, but it's okay. There's things in life that you just can't have, and one of them's dairy, and that's fine.
You still do eat dairy though.
Yeah, I know.
You're like the worst
I'll never say no to
lactose-intolerant
cheese.
person ever. I'm sure there was a meme I sent you this week where it's saying, I can't have that little bit of milk in my coffee, but I will have a massive cheese pizza.
Yeah. Just savouring, like, it's fine.
I get that a lot. So when I went veggie for a while, 5 years, I
Congratulations.
tried to cut dairy out, but dairy's just too good. You've got
Yeah.
cheese, you've got your butter. But I did cut out milk. So I have soya in my coffee, as you know.
Yeah.
As someone who used to make me coffee a lot.
To the specific, that's too heavy, you need to remake that.
I was a bit of a fuss.
To the trainees. And they're just like, what do you mean? I was like, trust me, it's fine.
I was a bit of a fuss.
Oh, has the storage gone too much? Yeah. Oh, no.
I was a bit of a fuss with my coffee, I accept. But, no, it's just, I've been there.
Cut. I'll just cut mine, it's fine.
Yeah, I was a bit of a fuss with my coffee.
Yeah.
But, you want what you want.
Exactly.
But yes, so now when I ask for soya, can I have a soya cappuccino, please, and a big dairy cheesecake? And they're like, really?
What are you on about?
Yeah. Well, look, hold the fort down, and I'll be back.
I will do my utmost best.
And next week, Shannon's here. It might even be with Ben. Am I allowed to give that away?
Yeah, I think
Or will we
Ben's-
bleep that out? It might even be with beep. Don't know who it is yet. We're about to cut a promo for next week's show.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
I'll be back in a fortnight. Shannon will be here next week. Thank you for listening to this absolute nonsense. I hope that in some way it's made you feel better.
I'm sure it has.
Hopefully. It's a bit of a distraction at the end of the day. Take care, folks. And subscribe, like,
Share. Just listen.
Yeah.
Just put us on mute and just let it play.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, just over and over. Right, I am hitting stop on this nonsense.
Okay, goodbye.
We'll see you later. Bye. 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 Bye.